I talk about The Sims 4 and talk about all the different elements that kind of add to this game, I get so many responses with, what do you mean Create a Sim isn't a gameplay style? That's just some portion of a life simulation game that makes up the game. And whilst obviously that is very much true, there are people that spend thousands upon thousands of hours dedicated to character customization in video games. It's where they find their enjoyment. Sometimes people don't even hop into gameplay with those characters. They literally just like making characters. And I think it is a valid form of game enjoyment. And I am one of those people. Obviously, I still love my gameplay. I still love telling stories in The Sims 4. I love actually playing and exploring all the things that you can do. But yes, I've also spent an awful lot of time in Create a Sim. And a few months ago now, I decided, why not test my knowledge and see how good I was at knowing where different items in Create a Sim actually came from. Like, which packs were they included with? It turns out that Discover University and high school years were actually my downfall, so I wanted a redo. And eventually, I might even make this video for build and buy mode, which is saying something because I am and forever will be known as hashtag not a builder. But here I am in Create a Sim, and I can safely say this sim that was the default as soon as I loaded in is in fact a base game babe. Pretty much everything that the sim has on right now is base game, so I'm not gonna spend too long going through all of these. I know my base game like the back of my hand, but let's randomize. I need to, well, I kind of just spoiled that for myself, but I do like to think that I would have known that this jumper specifically is from Eco Lifestyle. These trousers are City Living. Now, hear me out, okay? Not looking at these trousers specifically, but like, I love the City Living clothing. I think it's like, honestly, some of the best, especially early game Create a Sim that we got. Create a Sim really started taking a turn at Discover University. I feel like that's when we started getting much better quality, but I would know those paneled, I mean, can you even get away with calling these ankle grazers? They're pretty much 3/4 lengths. I'm a little lad who likes berries and cream. I definitely know this big fod head is from Life and Death. Like, there is no denying that. It almost scared me to death when I originally saw it. These rings, I know, are Get Famous, and I know that because I use them so much. This moon ring, I want to say werewolves, but honestly, it could also be the grunge kit, because those two are so similar, and I kind of, or maybe it's jewelry. No, it is in fact werewolves. Those shoes, they kind of look a little bit old. I don't think they're Outdoor Retreat. I'm gonna say cats and dogs, but University is my enemy, which is so funny. I said that Discover University was my downfall in the last version that I recorded of this, and I loved Discover University when that came out. These are the toasted marshmallow socks, which were like an early purchase. Discover Disappointment is what this should be called, because how can I call myself a lover of Discover University Create a Sim when I am never ever confident and I never know what is actually part of it? This top, this is from a kit? Question mark? Is it from a kit? I only know this shirt because I have many custom content, like recreations of this. I feel like the masculine clothes are just so much harder for this quiz, especially like the trousers, because how many pairs of chinos do we have in this game? I want to say they're maybe slightly older than base game, unless they're a base game one that was introduced more recently, but the length is giving me older than base game. I'm gonna say, honestly, they're also maybe a kit or like Life and Death Love Struck, because I feel like the detail is rather magnificent. Well, watch me eat my words, because those are Get to Work, which was the very first expansion pack that we got for The Sims 4. What is this top from? I feel like I've had the custom content based off this for a really long time in my game, and kits are kind of new. So therefore I'm gonna say Island Living. Is it an... It was a kit. I was thinking it was this one. That hair feels like the Get Famous hair, but it also could be Discover University. I'm gonna be so real. It is in fact a Get Famous. It's these like little swoopy bits that gave it away. Third time is a charm. I didn't look at where they were from. I was focused on the sim, and to be honest, I was on those shoes and I know those boots like the back of my hand. Those boots were made for walking and they are from Strangerville. Did you see the confidence just like quickly drain out of me as I clicked on that? Fairly sure these shorts are base game. Thank you very much. And that top, the color is really throwing me off because I feel like the default swatch of this is like black and then gold on the shoulders. And I kind of maybe want to go with like, I would say Dine Out, but I feel like the Dine Out Creator Sim was more like worker focused. I'm gonna say Dine Out and probably be very wrong. Ooh, it was City Living. It actually wasn't even the shirt that I was thinking of. I don't really know what I was thinking of, but I thought that these were going to be gold, and there is some two-tone in there. Not the meat trousers. Lady Gaga called and she wants her pants back. These are Parenthood, and I know that for a fact. Yes. I mean, how could I ever forget that monstrosity? Those are the default, which honestly aren't the worst, and I hate to say it, but I actually used to have a pair of trousers that really resembled this. They were blue, and I mean like an electric blue, and had like yellow paint splatters all over them. Maybe I need to make another video of styling items that I absolutely hate, and they are gonna be my #1 enemy. This is Get to Work. I'm fairly sure. I'm like 99% sure. I used it an awful lot when it originally came out, and not gonna lie, it still holds up probably as one of like the better blazers that we have. And these are in fact base game. These weren't initially base game. They were added in some form of an update. Same with this hair. I'm fairly sure maybe this hair was originally cats and dogs, and then they moved it into the base game once they obviously decided that they needed more Afro representation in the base game. Oh no, it's not. It's just one that was in base game. Right, let's see if I know the feminine Creator Sim a little bit better. My heart is saying eco lifestyle. I love her, but she is my problematic child of The Sims 4. I've said it before and I will continue to say it. The fact that her NAPs are like so overpowered and make people think that their games are broken 24/7. She also, not gonna lie, had a pretty ugly Creator Sim, and it is in fact eco lifestyle. Those trousers, base game. They can be nothing but base game, actually. And then these shoes. Now you're questioning me. They feel like they should be base game, but I really don't think they are. This hairstyle, Discover University. I know that because I gave it to one, please be Discover University, one of the Sims in my Let's Play. So I was gonna be really mad at myself if I didn't remember that one. These shoes, maybe fitness stuff? Oh, Spa Day. I don't think I was ever gonna get that. I rarely use Spa Day. Glasses, obviously, from the event. These nose piercings, are these all from Eco Lifestyle? Or was the double nose piercing from Werewolves? Damn, not me getting both of those right. Iconic of me, actually. Accessorize, accessorize, accessorize. That is what I do in Creator Sim. Where the heck is this cardigan from? Like, I want to say Growing Together. Don't think I've ever seen this swatch in my life, and I really have no idea. I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Discover University, you know what? you've kind of fallen off. I'm not gonna lie. Some really, really nice pieces. However, some of them are just like so ridiculously redundant in my opinion, and I just like never ever use them. This, for the longest time, I thought was Eco Lifestyle because I in fact use it on one of my Eco Lifestyle sims. Some of Discover University Creator Sim, really, really nice. Others, like this, for example, so forgettable. What do you mean this is Discover University? Those trousers are also giving Discover University, but they are just like rolled up jeans, and the Sims team just love a cuff jean in like any circumstance. Discover University. And then these are, I want to say Eco Lifestyle, but I could be very wrong on that. And I am Dream Home Decorator. I think I just use them on Sims that I like imagine dumpster diving an awful lot. These stack of rings, genuinely, I cannot remember what they're from. I do feel like they are from a kit. Obviously, we know that that moon one is part of werewolves. I'm just trying to think what kit these like, or maybe it was Lovestruck actually. It was in fact Lovestruck. Oh, not me getting recency bias in this video. I'm getting all the stuff that came recently. This was obviously part of the event that we got with the Grim Reaper. Those genuinely just look like they're probably base game. Yeah, they were. Oh no, they're actually Reaper's rewards. Why are these all Reaper's rewards? And then these I think also came from an event. It's not base game. It's too like detailed and kind of abstract to be base game. I'm going to go with City Living, but it could also be Get Famous if I'm being so honest. It is, in fact, City Living. Really badly designed brogues. Have a feeling these were definitely made for a masculine sim, and they just look really, really weird on feminine sims. Get together. I mean, I was never gonna get that. Let's be real. You know what I need to get together? My knowledge of Creator Sim. I've fully been forgetting hairs, but obviously that's the base game hair. That is the Cassandra Goth. Thank you very much. This top is giving Lovestruck. Or it could be a kit. High school years was also one of my downfalls when it came to the last video. Maybe it had been the sparkly one. I could have used my logic skill to kind of figure that out. I definitely could have like cross-referenced and been like, well, I know that there are sequin trousers in high school years, which makes me think that this top is also part of high school years. This skirt, I'm fairly sure, is actually part of Ebonix's kit. And it is indeed. And then these shoes, I know them anywhere. Those bad boys. Wait, are they City Living or are they Get Together? I had so much confidence and now I'm gonna say Get Together. My instincts were right. I knew that it was one of them. They look like Batu before Batu was a thing. Like, I know that they have a zip there, but they don't have any shoelaces. This is where things are gonna get really, really bad. I want to say that this is cottage living. It's very much giving, yeah, cottage core and bowling stuff. Oh my word. Fun fact, I have trauma over bowling shoes, which I know is like the weirdest thing. Not to trauma dump on you all, but I was in a bomb scare when I was younger and we were in a bowling alley when that happened, so we had to leave the premises in bowling shoes. So I actually had a pair of bowling shoes just like chilling in my home that night, which as a kid felt really, really like I was breaking the law. Like I felt like I was gonna get arrested for wearing bowling shoes home, even though the bowling place could have literally blown up at any second. Turns out it was a children's swim kit. And that hair, I think this is Batu, the Vi Maradi hair, and it is indeed. I kind of want to get rid of the feminine tag and just see if everything will come up. No way was this hair base game. You're telling me this is base game? Was this added for like vintage glamour or something for like adults and then they decided to add this in base game? Because this really feels like it's a like vintage glamour situation. Those shoes are giving outdoor retreat, but that's just because they're a walking boot, but they are in fact outdoor retreat. I really don't know the kids stuff that well. I think it's harder for children as well because they don't get as many things when it comes to create a sim in packs. So my default is just to go with base game for everything. Elsa Bjergsen has this in Get Together though. And was this introduced in Get Together or is this a base game hair? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Get Together. Well, I was gonna say Get Together and then I didn't say Get Together and now it just looks like I cheated. But I promise you I was going to say Get Together. The t-shirt is in fact base game. I already know that. And the trousers could be giving Parenthood, but I kind of also maybe want to say base game. I forgot that kids had a whole stuff pack dedicated to themselves. Absolutely feels like Enchanted by Nature. I will be okay. Thank you. The hair? It's kind of formal, which makes me want to say My Wedding Stories, but I don't actually know if it will be My Wedding Stories. I feel like potentially it won't be. And it is not. It is Dream Home Decorator. No, wait, this is Tiny Living. Unless it's like a much older stuff pack that I just have like seared into my brain, there's barely any chance of me getting things from stuff packs. I do know that these are from the swimwear kit. I'm fairly sure. No, they're not. I have to study the ancient texts. I have to study the ancient texts of Create a Sim because this is so embarrassing. Base game, outdoor retreat, and base game. Seasons. Nope, they were base game. Should have stuck with your first instinct. Those are actually adventure awaits, which I should have known because that is literally the most recent pack. That is in fact base game though. I'm fairly sure there was a Justin Bieber-esque hair in Cool Kitchen. Not Dream Home Decorator. There's my second strike on Dream Home Decorator. Third strike and I am out of here. Fairly sure this jumper is City Living Core. One of my favorite jumpers, honestly, in the entire game. I absolutely love how this jumper fits. If you've never really used this, I do wish that it came in like a plain brown swatch, but I just think it fits so nicely. These trousers. The pattern is kind of saying for rent, like whispering in my ear that it's for rent. City Living. And the shoes are base game. Do I think that that is actually high school years? No. Can I remember what it is actually from? Also, no. My Wedding Stories? No way. I would have never guessed that in a million years. I did not think that that hairstyle came with My Wedding Stories. And then these shoes, they're kind of just giving kids room stuff or outdoor retreat. It's kids room. These camo trousers are the kids like first kit. Yeah, you know what I meant. I'm fairly sure these ones are outdoor retreat. Nope, adventure awaits. It's so much more difficult now that we have like creator sims that follow similar themes. And I'm 99% sure this is a Get Famous blazer. It is indeed. That hairstyle, this one is from high school years. Thank you. Have I had my high school year redemption? This is kind of giving adventure awaits, is it? Yes. Oh my god, it actually is. I'm fairly sure these shorts are for rent. They're one of my favorite shorts for toddlers. Nope, they're toddler stuff. These little sandals, maybe base game, honestly. No, there's the seasons. That is absolutely seasons. I got every single article of clothing wrong. I know that hat is businesses and hobbies. These glasses, I want to say base game for toddlers. This is, I did use this in my Growing Together Let's Play. Was it part of Growing Together? I'm going to say yes, it was. Thank you. And these trousers, I was going to say they could be City Living, but no, they can't because we didn't have toddlers when City Living came out. So I have to kind of keep that in mind when it comes to my guesses. I think these are part of Get Famous, or at least I used them very soon after Get Famous came out, and they are. What a cool fit, can I just say? Maybe one of the coolest toddlers I have ever rolled in this game. I should really know where these jumpers are from. I don't feel like it was Cottage Living, but I do feel like it was around that era. Cats and dogs. Really? We've had this in the game for as long as cats and dogs. Yes, actually, I should have known that because one of the pre-made households, their toddler wears this. She's like all decked out in purple. The fuck-ass Bob has to be the one and only Snowy Escape Bob. Thank you. And with that, I shall take my leave. Surprisingly, this is always so much harder than I think it's gonna be. I would, of course, love to know how you lot did down in the comments. If you were playing along and testing yourself as we went, what were your downfalls? What were your shortcomings when getting to know Create a Sim? I really need to get back into townie makeovers and trying to use stuff from packs so that I can actually remember where they are from. But if you would like to see me fail even more in build and buy mode and testing my knowledge when it comes to that, let me know. I'll be shocked if I do better in that than I do in Create a Sim. Maybe I am a builder actually, but I appreciate you all so much for hanging out with me, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.